right, so we will get started. Today, anatomically, we're going to be focusing on stretching the side body. In our society, we tend to be a forward-leaning society, so a lot of times we're slouched, we're hunched over. And when we do that, it actually causes our muscles around our rib cage to shorten and become tight. And when that happens, we can't take complete full breaths. So we'll work on stretching the side body today, helping to create a little more flexibility in the area around the rib cage to help us to take deep, full breaths. We'll start today by finding a comfortable seat. I'm sitting in Sukhasana, but you can sit in any seated position for the beginning of class. Be sure to pull the flesh away from your sit bones so that you're firmly rooted to the earth, to your mat. Draw the navel in towards your spine to engage the abdominal muscles, which will help protect your back. Let the crown of the head reach towards the ceiling, and then bring those shoulder blades together and down the back, placing the hands on the thighs, palms down, and close your eyes. Start to become aware of your breath. And so long as you're not stuffy in the nose, you're going to let the air flow in through the nose and out through the nose. Just starting to bring your awareness inward, tuning out distractions. Start to bring that breath into balance by making the inhale the same length as the exhale. So if you inhale for a count of 4, you would exhale for a count of 4. If you inhale for a count of 6, you would exhale for a count of 6, and so on. With each inhale, allow the spine to grow tall. And then as you exhale, keep the length in the spine, but just begin to release tension. Relax your jaw. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. As you sit and breathe, I'm going to read to you. This is actually something that was written by Hilaria Baldwin on Instagram, and it really spoke to me. Unfortunately, I don't have the date that this was written, but I've had it for a while. I have come to the frightening conclusion that I am the decisive element. It is my personal approach that creates the climate. It is my daily mood that makes the weather. I possess tremendous power to make life miserable or joyous. I can be a tool of torture or an instrument of inspiration. I can humiliate or humor, hurt or heal. In all situations, it is my response that decides whether a crisis is escalated or de-escalated, and if a person is humanized or dehumanized. If we treat people as they are, we make them worse. If we treat people as they ought to be, we help them become what they are capable of becoming. So I want you to think about that for a few moments. Being quarantined is definitely a test in many ways. And it really is our approach to it that creates the climate that's around us. So if we wake up in the morning, like maybe I did yesterday, a little perturbed, it's going to just set you up for not the best day. But if you can wake up and make the decision to do the best that you can that day and to make the most of it, then you'll probably have a better day. Sometimes I think we try to blame others for how the climate is around us when really we need to look inside. So I challenge you as we go through this time at home in close quarters with our family, I challenge you to look inside if you're not feeling right, instead of looking at others to see what they may have done wrong. Look inside of yourself and see, how did I react to that? And maybe that can help to bring more peace to you and to those who surround you. So let's bring those hands together at the heart in Anjali Mudra, prayer position. We'll breathe together 3 times. And then on the 3rd exhale, we'll share the sound of Om. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Inhale. And exhale. And for the 3rd time together, inhale. Bow your head. Place the hands on the thighs. Softly open your eyes looking forward. So we're going to just tune in the breath a little bit more, since we're working on stretching that side body and increasing our ability to bring oxygen into the body. So as you inhale, I want you to feel your entire rib cage expand. And then as you exhale, squeeze all of the air out. Oftentimes we don't exhale fully, so that leaves this stale air in our lungs and does not allow as much space to bring in that fresh oxygenated air. So we're fully inhaling and fully exhaling. And when you squeeze that last little bit of air out, you might notice it's pretty hot because it's been in your body. Bring your arms by your sides, and as you inhale, the arms come up overhead. And as you exhale, arms come back down by your sides. You're moving with your breath at your own pace. As you inhale and the arms lift, feel the sides of the body lengthen. The next time the arms are up overhead, pause there. Grasp your right wrist with your left hand and let the right palm look towards the ceiling. Root down through your sit bones. Inhale, create as much length in the spine as you can. And then as you exhale, begin to tip to your left. So you're really going to bow out those right ribs here, feeling the stretch going from that armpit down the side of the body. You can deepen the stretch by really breathing into the right ribs. Slowly bring yourself back up. We'll switch our grasp. So now you'll grasp your left wrist with the right hand. Left palm looks towards the ceiling. Root down through the sit bones. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, begin to tip to the right. This time, you're bowing out the left ribs. Use the breath to deepen the stretch. Slowly bring yourself back up. You can lower your arms. Take your left hand behind your left hip and take the right hand to the top of that left knee. Root down through the sit bones. Inhale, create length in the spine. And then as you exhale, begin to twist to the left. Your twist will start in the belly and move up. So the last thing to turn is the head and neck. To come out of the pose, root down through the sit bones. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, slowly come back to center, starting with the head and then working your way down to the belly. The right hand comes behind the right hip, left hand to the top of that right knee. Press down through the sit bones. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, begin to twist to your right. Press down through the sit bones. Inhale, create length in your spine, and then starting with the head, bring yourself back to center. Let's come to all fours, hands and knees. When you're on all fours, the knees are just hip width apart. They're slightly behind the hips. Hands are shoulder width apart, and they are just slightly forward of the shoulders. Spread the fingers nice and wide and press down through the fingers and the perimeter of the palms. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, shift the hips to the heels, the chest to the thighs, coming to extended child's pose, and then bring yourself back up, all fours. Take a breath in. As you exhale, turn to look over the left shoulder as you wag that tail to the left. Inhale, everything back to center. And as you exhale, turn to look over the right shoulder as you wag the tail to the right. Inhale to center. Continue moving with your breath. Just alternating sides. Slowly come back to center. As you inhale, the right arm sweeps out parallel to your mat. The thumb points to the ceiling. And the left leg sweeps out if it's okay for you. You can absolutely keep the knee on the ground, but if it's all right for you, pick that leg up. So we're reaching through the left heel, reaching through the right fingertips. Bring the navel in towards your spine. Lower the right hand, lower the left knee. Take a moment to shift back to child's pose. And as you inhale, come back up, all fours. Next, we'll lift the left arm, and if it's okay for you, that right leg. So my left knee is a little, it's sensitive. So today it feels like a little too much weight for me to lift my right leg, so I'm just going to lift my left arm. Focus on your breath. Lower the left hand, lower the right knee. Take a moment, shift back to child's pose. And then as you inhale, come back up, all fours, hands and knees. Exhale, back to child's pose. Inhale up, all fours. The next time you shift back to child's pose, pause there, keeping the elbows up off of the mat. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, begin to walk the hands out to your left. So again, we're bowing out the right ribs. You can place your right hand on top of the left. Breathe into those right ribs. then slowly walk those hands back to center. And on the next exhale, you'll walk the hands out to the right, this time bowing out the left ribs. Walk the hands back to center, and now we'll rest in child's pose. So you can either lower the elbows to the mat, you could cross the forearms in front of you and rest your forehead, or even bring your arms back by your legs, whatever feels restful to you. Take a moment to come back to the balanced breath, back to this moment. Place your hands by your knees, and then we're just going to come up to kneeling. So when we're kneeling, our knees are just directly under our hips. As you inhale, arms sweep up. As you exhale, your hips start to hinge as the arms sweep out nice and wide. Turn your head to look to the left as you rest the hands on the sacrum. Use the core. Inhale, come all the way up, arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge from those hips. This time the head turns to the right, hands to the sacrum. Inhale up. So the only thing that's changing is the direction that you're turning your head. So you're just alternating which way you turn your head each time you come down. You're moving with your breath at your own pace here. Go ahead and do 2 more on each side. When you finish, rest in child's pose. And we're all breathing at different rates. So if your movement is not timed in directly with mine, that's perfectly fine. Move with your breath. And then we'll all meet in child's pose. Once again, walk the hands to the knees and come to kneeling. So you're going to turn so that you are facing the long edge of your mat. Again, we're kneeling, so the knees are right below our hips. And you'll take your left leg out to the side. So we have 2 options here with that left foot. You can have the sole of the foot on the ground, toes point straight ahead, or you can be up on the heel, toes point to the ceiling, and you can kind of figure that out as we go along. We're moving into gate pose. In gate pose, I want you to really be mindful of your opposite hip. I'll explain as we go. So as you inhale, arms reach up. Place your left hand on your left leg. Take a breath in. As you exhale, begin to tip to the left. So your hand can slide right down the leg. The hip is still on top of my knee. And I'm getting a nice stretch in the side body. As you inhale, bring yourself up. Place your hand on the floor beside you. The left leg lifts And that left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. So you're reaching through the foot, reaching through the fingertips. Slowly lower that left foot to the ground. Hand comes back to the leg. As you exhale, tip. Inhale, come back up. Arm by your side. The leg lifts, the arm lifts. So now we'll bend the left knee, bring it in to meet the right. Hands come to your heart. Next, we'll take our right foot out to the side. And again, you have those options. Toes can point straight ahead, or the heel can be up, toes pointing to the sky. Either one is fine. Take your right hand, place it on the right leg. As you inhale, that left arm lifts. As you exhale, the right hand slides down the leg as you hinge to the side. Slowly bring yourself back up. Place the left hand by your side. The right leg lifts up off of the mat as the right hand reaches towards the ceiling. Lower the right foot. Bring yourself up. Right hand slides down the leg as you tip. Inhale, back up. One more time. Bend the knee. Come to kneeling with the hands at the heart. Nice job. Next, we're going to practice Vishnu's couch. This is a pose that I learned in yoga teacher training, and that's the only place I've ever seen it taught, but it's a fun one. So for Vishnu's couch, it's not supposed to be easy. If it's super easy, you're probably quote-unquote cheating a little bit. So what you do, lay on your side. But it's really important to be perfectly straight. You don't want to be knees bent or anything like that. That makes it a little easier. So our feet are flexed, hips stacked, knees stacked, ankles stacked. And then you're placing your right elbow on the mat and your head rests in your hand. But I want you to reach that right elbow as far as you can. So everything is just perfectly stacked. So we have to find balance here. You can play around in this pose a little bit. You could bring your left foot to a tree pose position if you'd like. You could take the peace fingers of the left hand, grab the big toe of that left foot, and extend the leg long. You have to balance, focus on the breath here. You're just lounging on your couch. If the left leg is up, you can go ahead and lower it to the ground. Roll to the other side. So again, everything is stacked right on top of each other. Nothing is piked or bent. We reach our left elbow as far in front of us as we can, and then bend the elbow, placing the head in the hand. So reach through those heels. You could place your hand on your hip if you'd like. You could take your tree pose leg, peace fingers, grab the big toe, extend through the heel. Make sure you're breathing. Good. Slowly lower that leg if it's up. And we're going to come to all fours, hands and knees. From all fours, we'll begin to move into downward facing dog. So from here, curl the toes under. Start to shift the hips towards the heels. Your knees lift just a little bit as you press back through the heels. Straightening your legs as much as you can, but they don't have to be completely straight. The hips are pointing to the back of the room where the wall meets the ceiling, and the heels are relaxing towards your mat. Head and neck are relaxed. Start to walk your feet forward towards your hands, coming to Uttanasana, forward fold. Relax the head and neck. Place your hands on your hips, press down through the feet, and bring yourself up to standing. So we're going to stand in a nice wide-legged stance. And we're going to move into triangle pose. So when we practice triangle pose, we're going to be hinging, but we really just want to go to the side. A lot of times what I'll see is people kind of folding, sort of like twisting in triangle. We don't want to do that. So I'll talk you through it. We're standing in a nice wide-legged stance. Come up on the heel of that left foot. Turn the toes in slightly. Come up on the heel of the right foot, toes turn out 90 degrees. Bring those arms parallel to the mat. Gaze out over the right fingertips. You'll begin to reach the right fingertips towards the space in front of you. And then as you exhale, imagine you're standing between two panes of glass. You're just going to tip to the right so that you don't break the glass. Your hand can come to your thigh, the calf, the floor. But as soon as that left shoulder starts moving towards the ground, that means we've gone down a little too low and need to come up a little higher. We really want to stack the shoulders, open the chest, Utthita Trikonasana, stretching the side body, lengthening, breathing. Press down through the feet. Use your left hand, bring yourself back up. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bend your right knee. Bend your right elbow. As you exhale, tip to the right, bringing the forearm to the thigh. You can take that left arm and either slide the bicep right over the ear or place the hand on the hip. Whatever allows you to really stack the shoulders, open the chest, and lengthen the side body. Press down through the feet. Use that left hand to bring yourself back up. As you exhale, lower your arms. Bring your feet to parallel. As you inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. Place the hands on the hips, press down through those feet to bring yourself back up. This time we'll come up on the heel of that right foot, toes turn in slightly. Come up on the heel of the left foot, toes turn out 90 degrees. Arms come parallel to the mat. Gaze out over the left fingertips. Begin to reach the left fingertips towards the space in front of you, and as you exhale, begin to tip to the left for Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle pose. Press down through the feet. Use the right hand to bring yourself back up. Gaze out over the left fingertips. Bend the left knee. Bend the left elbow. As you exhale, tip to the left. The right arm can slide over the ear, or the hand can be on the hip. Press down through the feet. Use that right hand to bring yourself back up. Straighten the left leg. Lower the arms. Bring the feet back to parallel. As you inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hinge forward. Relax the head and neck here. We're going to begin to work our way to laying on our belly. So start to walk your hands over towards your left foot, and then you're just going to pivot on the balls of the feet and step your left foot back to meet the right, coming to downward facing dog. Float forward to plank. You can have your knees up or down. Slowly lower all the way down to the ground. You can cross the forearms in front of you, rest your forehead. Bend your knees. Let those legs sway from side to side. Let the legs become still and begin to rotate the ankles. Reverse the direction of your ankle rotation. Let the ankles become still. Lower them down to the ground. Bring your arms by your sides, the palms face the ceiling, and the forehead to the mat. As you inhale, your head, chest, right arm, and left leg lift up off of the mat. As you exhale, they lower. Inhale, head, chest, left arm, right leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, head, chest. I feel like I keep saying the same arm and leg, but you're lifting opposite arm and leg. This is a variation of Shalabhasana. The next time you lower, pause there, roll over onto your back and hug your knees into your chest. Once you get there, you can rock side to side, giving your back a massage. You can rock gently side to side. And then place the soles of the feet on the mat. So the feet are parallel to each other. They're just femur width apart. Bring your arms by your sides. Palms face the floor. As you inhale, press down through the feet. Lift those hips. And then as you exhale, lower the hips. Inhale, press down through the feet, hips lift up off of the mat. Exhale, hips lower. This is dynamic Setu Bandha, dynamic bridge pose. And just a couple of points about this pose. You should make sure that your neck is curving away from the mat here. And when you lift, you don't want those knees to be jutting out past your ankles. The next time you lift the hips, pause there. Make sure that you're not holding the breath, just the pose. Inhale and exhale are equal. Slowly lower those hips down to the mat. Draw the knees into the chest. Keep the knees drawn in and bring those arms out like a T, the palms face the ceiling. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, begin to tip the legs to the left. So you're twisting to the left. The left leg comes to the ground, right leg just rests on top of it. If it's okay for you, you can turn your head to look to the right. And you can use blocks or blankets to support your body in any way that feels good to you. Full inhales, full exhales. Slowly draw the knees back to the chest, head and neck come back to neutral. And on the next exhale, you'll tip those legs to the right. So you're twisting to the right. If it's okay for you, the head can turn to the left. Slowly draw the knees back to the chest. Press the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. Rotate the ankles. Reverse the direction of your ankle rotation. Bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the ground. Take those feet as wide as your mat, the short distance of your mat, and just let the knees sway from side to side. Let the soles of the feet come back to the ground, and then let the knees just fall in towards one another. Place your left hand on your belly and your right hand on your chest. As you inhale, feel the belly rise, followed by the chest. And as you exhale, feel the chest fall, followed by the belly. Bring your feet until they're just femur width apart. And then let the soles of the feet come together as the knees open up out to the sides for Supta Baddha Konasana, supine bound angle pose. Extend the legs out on your mat. And then bring the arms up overhead until they're on the floor. Take your left leg, slide that leg out to the left about 12 to 18 inches. And then you're going to slide your right leg over to meet it. but you don't want to roll onto your left hip. So we're just opening up that right side. Bring the legs back to center. And then you'll slide the right leg over to the right about 12 to 18 inches and slide that left leg over to meet it. Bring the legs back to center. Bend the knees once more. Let the soles of the feet come together. Knees open up out to the sides. You can rest your hands wherever they're comfortable. Take a few moments. Watch the breath flow in through the nose and out through the nose. So remember that it's up to you to determine your climate. Now, we all have days where it's just not our best. And sometimes in those days, you just can't get out of the funk. But you can do your best. And the good news is that it's a practice always. It's never a perfect. We're always just trying our best. We're going to begin to transition into Shavasana, which is our last pose of the class. We'll be practicing Shavasana for 5 minutes today. You can feel free to get a sweater, socks, anything that might feel comfortable for you for the next 5 minutes. Some people like to cover with a blanket. You can turn your lights off. Once you have what you need to take traditional Shavasana, you just lay on your back. Legs extended out nice and long, but you're just letting the feet flop open. I'm moving things out of the way because if that's touching the side of my foot, it's just going to distract me. So I'm reducing distractions. Your arms are by your sides, palms face the ceiling, and the arms are a few inches away from your body. Relax the jaw by creating a space between the top and bottom rows of teeth. Let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Let your shoulders relax. Let the feet relax. Let the natural breath take over and rest in Shavasana. slowly start to deepen your breath, becoming aware of the room once again, becoming aware of your body. You can start to make any subtle movements that might feel good, like wiggling the fingers and wiggling the toes. You can rotate through the wrists and the ankles, turn the head gently from side to side, and stretch through the arms and the legs like you're just waking up. Nice full body stretch. Roll to the right side in the fetal position, and we'll stay there for a few breaths. Keeping your eyes closed if you'd like. Use those arms to bring yourself back up to a comfortable seated position facing the front of the room. Once you get there, you can bring the hands to the heart in Anjali Mudra. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. As you go through your day, go through your week, just start to notice if you do have those times where you start blaming someone else or something else for your current situation. And then the other day I taught a class regarding building a solid foundation, and we talked about how we all need certain things to be grounded and to have a solid foundation in life, and it's different for all of us. We need to make sure that we get those things or do those things, whatever they are. And then that in turn can help you to find the happiness inside of yourself, because you'll have all those little things taken care of already. Just something to think about. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. May you have ease of well-being. Namaste.